Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Richard. Today we're going to take a look at combining everything that we've learned so far and putting everything together. So we're going to look at solving systems of equations. How do I know which method to use? So we learned 3 methods so far last week: graphing, substitution, and elimination. Graphing is where we find the intersection point on Desmos, graphing by hand, or looking at the table to find the same point. Substitution is where we replace one variable with an equivalent expression. Elimination is where we get rid of one variable by adding the equations together. So when should I use each method? Today we're going to talk about when we should graph, when we should solve by substitution, and when we should solve by elimination. So the big idea here is efficiency. So we want to work smarter, not harder. Based on what information you're given, you can decide which method is the best to use. And when we say best, we mean the most efficient, the quickest way to find the solution. So when should we use graphing? Here's an example of a system of equation. Y equals 1/3 x minus 7 and y equals negative 6x plus 5. As you can see, both of these are already in y equals mx plus b form. So we can very easily plot b as the y-intercept and do rise over run for the m to get slope. So both equations are already in slope-intercept form, so it's easy to graph. This would be an example of when you would want to select graphing. So when should I use substitution? If we look at these 3x minus 2y equals negative 6 and x equals 7y minus 4, I see that I already have x equals 7y minus 4. I can take that 7y minus 4 and plug it in for the x because x and 7y minus 4 are equivalent expressions. Because one variable is already solved for, it's easy to substitute the equivalent expression. If I have x equals or y equals by itself already, substitution could be the most efficient for you. So when should we use elimination? If we have something like this, negative 2x plus 7y equals 12, and 4x minus 6y equals negative 20. If you notice, the x's are lined up, the y's are lined up, and the constants are lined up. Because everything is lined up, the like terms are lined up, so we are ready to multiply and eliminate one variable. So if we have something like this, elimination could be very useful. So let's look at these 3. Which method would you use? For the first one, I see the x's lined up, the y's lined up, and the constants lined up. So we're going to use elimination. For the next one, both equations are in y equals mx plus b form, so they are ready for us to graph. The third one, we have the second equation already solved for y. So all we have to do is take that 3x minus 5 and put it into the top equation for y. This way we have x's and we can solve for one variable at a time. So we're going to use substitution. While all 3 methods will work for all 3 of these problems, sometimes it's more efficient to use one over the other. So I want to wish everyone a wonderful Thanksgiving break, and I'm going to wish you good luck on your quiz and today's practice. So we have today's practice and the quiz, and then enjoy your break. Have a good day.